My name is Matt Gunter. I am the Bishop of the Diocese of Fond du Lac, the Episcopal Church in Northeast Wisconsin. And I would like to play the guitar for you. That is, I would like to play the guitar for you. The truth is, I don't know how to play the guitar. I could take lessons and practice and learn chords and all that good stuff, but it seems like an awful lot of trouble and would require some discipline. The truth is, to do anything worthwhile, whether it's the guitar or anything else, requires lessons and training and disciplined practice. It's true for the guitar. It's true if you want to be a fine dancer. It's true if you want to be a fine athlete. It's also true that if we want to be the kinds of people we were created to be, we need to take lessons and practice. Christians believe that we are made to be creatures of glory and splendor, grace and love, mercy and delight. That's what it means to be created in the image of God. We also believe that Jesus of Nazareth was the perfect manifestation of what it means to be God in the flesh, but also the perfect manifestation of what it means to be a human being. We are meant to be creatures of glory and splendor, grace and love, mercy and delight. But the truth is, we often fall far short of that glory and splendor, short of that mercy and delight. Throughout the history of the Church, Christians have found that taking on particular practices and disciplines have helped them become better able to perceive God's mercy and delight in themselves and in the world around them, and better able to receive that mercy and delight, and then better able to share that mercy and delight with those around them. Spiritual practices like prayer and worship and fasting have helped Christians focus their attention on God's mercy and delight. Now, the good news is that we believe that because of Jesus, we don't have to earn God's mercy and delight. That is poured out freely towards us and is free for the receiving. It's also true that just by virtue of being human beings created in the image of God, we come already with the gifts and talents to be the kinds of creatures God desires us to be. We also know, though, that because of our own brokenness and blindness, our own willfulness, our own indifference, our own sinfulness, that we do not always either perceive, receive, or give God's mercy and delight. That's why we need to practice and learn. That is why I have encouraged the people of the Diocese of Fond du Lac to adopt a rule of life. Rule of life sounds intimidating, but a rule of life is really just a sort of spiritual exercise program, a series of practices that we adopt to help us focus our attention on what God is doing in our lives and in the world around us, and to help us be more attentive to God and to our lives in light of God. There are lots of things that could potentially go into a rule, but I have selected 5 disciplines that the Church throughout history has found to be particularly helpful. The first rule is regular, every Sunday gathering to worship with the people of God in the congregation gathered. The second rule is daily prayer, sinking your heart into the heart of God. The third rule is weekly fasting on Wednesdays, which can mean a variety of things, and we'll talk about that in another video. The fourth rule is keeping Sabbath. And then the fifth rule is a daily examination or review of the last 24 hours and looking at where God has been active in your life and where you have been responsive to God's action and perhaps less than responsive. We'll talk about each of those in future videos, but in the meantime I invite you to experiment and try it on, practicing, adopting a rule of life, like taking lessons or practicing the guitar. Help us become more fully the kinds of people God desires us to be. People of glory and splendor, grace and love, mercy and delight. May you know God's mercy and delight. God bless.